What it do, flight crew? FTC. Flight team stand up! Crime Reacts back at it again. Man terrified after learning roommate's evil secret. We are back at it on Explore With Us. I will continue to always preach throughout 2025 and many of the years to come. It is a different time period now. If you have any feeling that you want to start doing dirt, into dirt, all of the above, stop while you can, because you will get caught and you will go away for a long time and people will forget about you. There's too much technology nowadays. All right? Find you something that you're passionate about and keep it pushing. Let's check it out.
Come on outside. Your hands like to see you.
What's going on here? Okay, so Ian, is Thomas Lopez staying out here?
This is the father and son who own this ranch house in the New Mexico desert, miles from anywhere.
Damn.
Police believe
Bro, one thing I've always wanted to question, I said this, I think maybe like 2 or 3 crime videos ago, I had reacted to, because it was somebody that was living out in the middle of like a forest and stuff like that. To y'all that genuinely like live like this, you know, because this isn't the first time I've seen somebody like live out like willfully in the middle of nowhere like this. Like, what be the purpose of that? You know, I understand you want to get away from people and stuff like that. You want to have more like, you know, first-hand experience with the nature, or you maybe have like a farm life and stuff that you're into. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But bro, if you're not within at least like 5 or 7 minutes of a gas station, or at least 10 minutes of a gas station, that's even sounds too crazy still too. Or like some type of a corner store or something. Like, how are y'all like, you know, when do y'all go? Y'all just go grocery shopping, like a big grocery shop or something, like what, twice a month, and just stock up on food? Because ain't no way you can have no DoorDash be coming up and through there, bro. They'll be lost. I don't know how some people do it.
murderer is hiding inside their home.
No.
Thomas Lopez, a man who days earlier beat his girlfriend to death.
Sure. Do you know where he might be staying at or anything?
But what makes this interesting is that the son is in fact hiding this man, and the father is about to find out that his son is protecting a murderer inside the vents of his own home.
They said he might be in the vent.
Thomas, talk to me, man. I know you're down there.
We don't come over here for simple stuff.
Yeah.
So what's up?
Man, say yeah. Oh, we're on Dr. Insanity, bro. Selfnet, I'm so sorry. This is Dr. Insanity. Make sure y'all subscribe to Dr. Insanity and get on the 3 million subs. I said explore with this earlier in the video. My dumb man. Right, here we go.
On the 24th of February, police were called to a hospital in New Mexico to investigate something horrifying. 26-year-old Sabrina Calderon had just been brought in, unconscious, covered in bruises, barely clinging on to life.
So her name is Sabrina Calderon.
Calderon.
Is in such like dehydration that her kidneys are failing. She is too sick for even us to take her.
And who brought her in?
I believe it said they thought it was her dad.
What is that, would you say? Is that something from being hit?
Probably. She's 26 years old. She should not be in this condition.
Right.
Sabrina is in such critical condition that the nurses are almost certain she won't survive. But what made the hospital so suspicious is that Sabrina's injuries were that of someone who had been viciously beaten, and the man who dropped her off left almost as quickly as he possibly could. The hospital called in police, but with no leads, the cops decided to use her emergency contact info and call up her dad to see if he could shed any light on what just happened.
Can you hear me now, Mr. Calderon?
Yes.
Could you tell me what happened real quick? Why she has these injuries?
Yes, Thomas Lopez, he got it from here. I guess at knife point. He took it over there, and
Where's over there?
it's a ranch house. He had it locked up in the room, and he was just beating her. She thinks he was beating her every day.
That was
Damn, is that that's his dad or her dad? Excuse me, saying that? You said he already knew that he was beating her every day, and you sound hella calm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro.
Disturbingly simple. Apparently, a man had taken her at knife point from her dad's home and was beating her every day at a house out on a ranch somewhere in New Mexico. The cops find it extremely strange that he never contacted police, so there is some amount of suspicion.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine you being a father, bro, and your daughter's getting beat by her boyfriend, and you know that she's getting beat by her boyfriend. Bro, I don't care if you the smallest dude in the world, bro. You better go and confront that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of dad is you? Like, am I tripping, bro? Like, bro, off the first, like, report that I'm hearing about, you know, if this is his daughter in this situation, bro, you know, we're going to handle that, dog. You know, like, that's crazy, dog.
To cast on him. Regardless, they ask him for some details about the guy that he claims did this to her, knowing that if this lead hits a dead end, they know who to suspect next.
Where does he live at?
He was just going from place to place.
How did you get her?
He ended up taking her to the hospital, and I thank God for that. And dropped off and took off.
Do you know what he looks like?
I sure don't.
Okay.
Sure don't.
Say his name one more time.
Thomas Lopez.
Thomas Lopez. Okay.
Police now have a name. Thomas Lopez. The victim's father claims that Lopez was the one who both attacked and dropped Sabrina off at the hospital, which would explain why he was in such a big rush to leave.
Where do you think he resides mostly? In Carlsbad or in Portales?
I mean, he just staying wherever he could, I guess.
It seems like Thomas is going to be extremely difficult to track down. The cops don't have a description of him, he has a common name, and constantly jumps from place to place without a known address. If this guy had gone on the run, it could be weeks before they managed to find him. But that's when everything changed. Sabrina briefly woke up and found the strength to confirm that it was indeed Thomas that had done all this to her, and she managed to give police the address of the ranch her father mentioned, all before taking her final breath and dying moments later. Sabrina had just solved her own murder. Immediately, the cops head to the address heavily armed, knowing that they might come face to face with an aggressive killer. However, there is one problem. Police haven't had time to get a search warrant, meaning that they have no right to enter the home without permission. That means they're stuck outside, knowing that just feet away, a brutal murderer could be hiding.
Ian, is that you? Ian, come to the front door for me.
Hold on a second. Who is it?
It's the sheriff's office.
Let me see your hands. Come outside. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Is the dog okay?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Rice, I got contact.
I don't have nothing.
Okay, sit tight right here, man.
Okay, yes, sir. Sorry.
This is Ian, part owner of this ranch and good friend of Thomas Lopez. Sabrina had told cops about him and said that he could be vital to tracking Thomas down. At this point, the cops have no idea how much Ian knows, but they do know that his house is supposedly where Sabrina was attacked. For all they know, he could have been involved as well, so they have to be extremely cautious when dealing with him and clearing out the house.
Who's all here, man?
My father, my friend, Bugsy.
What's Bugsy's real name?
I don't know.
Come on outside. Keep your hands up to see him.
Hey, what's going on here? Thomas Lopez staying out here? Or has he been out here?
Been out here a few times.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else inside? You said Bugsy. If I can go with you at the door, can you call her outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we go get her?
Yeah, well, just call it from the door, please.
Bugsy is another one of Ian's friends that happened to be staying at the property around this time. She couldn't have anything to do with the crime, but cops are still pleased to hear that there might be another witness, and someone that could help them track their suspect down.
So what we're doing, we're asking everybody to come out of the house. We're fixing to do a search warrant on the house. And supposedly there was an incident a couple of nights ago where somebody got beat up out here. And so now we're securing the house to do a search warrant for evidence. Okay.
See how Perry keeps looking over to Ian? It's almost like he knows something is wrong, because this isn't the first time that Ian's brought criminals over to this house, something police would later bring up. With that said, Perry obviously doesn't want to give his own son up to the police, so he decides to stay quiet.
We're good. We're out here with Ian Whalen and his dad, so there's nobody else in the trailer, so we're also just chilling out here right now. We're for temple.
Notice how Ian doesn't say a word. That's because he, just hours earlier, helped Thomas crawl into the vents inside his house to hide him from the cops. However, his father has absolutely no idea.
Yeah, we're good. We're good for the next few minutes out here. That'll work. Thank you.
Well, we don't have it right now. We're getting it. Like I said, we just came here.
Okay, well then we don't have to do anything you say.
We're secure in the house.
You don't actually have a warrant.
No, I do not have a warrant.
Okay, Ian.
Hold on. Come here.
I'm exercising my right.
Ian, come here so we can talk.
Okay.
Would you mind if I walked inside with you, just so we can make sure there's nobody else inside?
Sure.
Okay, I will go with you. Like I said, I'm not looking for anything except for just make sure that
there's nobody finessed them, bro.
They're still not 100% sure that the house is empty. Ian mentioned someone called...
Because if you remembered early on, they don't even have a warrant to go inside the crib. So they were kind of waiting around, even though, like, you know, for good reason, they're trying to, like, find, you know, whoever it is. But they, in a way, finessed them, you know what I'm saying, to kind of break the rights, work around the rights for them to, you know, get inside the crib, saying we're not going to be looking for nothing crazy. Oh, yeah, right, bro. You have, you know what I'm saying, rifles and ARs, bro.
Around or not. So the officer prepares to head inside and clear the scene with Ian.
You mind if I put on some lights?
Yeah, go for it, man. It'd make it easier for both of us.
Yeah.
And you don't have anybody staying with you currently?
No.
I just want to make sure, you know, not somebody waiting behind me, you know?
Shit's back here, man, so...
Okay. Didn't mind if I walk, make sure there's nobody on the side?
Go ahead, man.
Okay. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely, so...
Okay. Thank you. Do you mind if I walk in here? Like I said, I'm not worried.
Go ahead, dude.
I'm not looking for anything. Just make sure.
Bro, it's like lying, dog.
Sure. Yeah, it happens, man. Do you mind if I take a look inside?
He's saying he's not looking for anything. You are.
Appreciate it. Not too.
Okay. Thank you.
Across the beach, Tony.
Right on. Do you have just friends who stay from time to time, or you have?
Yeah, once in a while, you know.
Hey.
Alright, sorry, my bad. Hey, I'm right here.
Okay, come back here.
What?
You under the covers. Let me see your hands.
What's up?
There's somebody under the blanket there.
Yo, look at this person's shoes, bro. Like, this gotta have been the worst hide-and-go-seek player in history if he ever participated in hide-and-go-seek. This nigga has every part of his body covered except his fucking shoes, bro. Come out, wherever you are. We can't see you. We just see your 2 size 10.5, 11 shoes. Like, bro, really? You could have just covered the shoes, dog. Or did a bigger blanket.
Under the covers. Let me see your hands.
Look at this shit.
Let me see
Now,
your
that
hands.
has to be that meth or heroin, bro. That's some drugs.
But you see it's not a guy.
Okay.
Right?
Mind coming with
It's
us,
a-
ma'am?
You're looking for a guy.
Okay. No, she's fine.
You're looking for a dude.
We're not looking for her, but
Oh.
you, ma'am, need to ask that you
But it looked like she was hiding, though. Okay, just ignore what I was talking about.
come outside with us.
Clearly...
You can't tell me that she didn't look like she was hiding. You know what I'm saying? Why would anybody have shoes in the bed? There's no way you're that tired.
Bugsy isn't
What
the
are you,
first...
Julius from Everybody Hates Chris? You know that part when he was just like, oh yeah, I just go to bed, you know what I'm saying, with my outfit and uniform on, so I'll be ready to get up in the morning.
they are looking for, but she would turn out to be extremely useful to the case down the line. She's been staying at the house recently, so the cops keep her around thinking she might have seen something Ian didn't. The officer then clears the rest of the house and finds it to be totally empty. In the meantime, the officer outside catches Perry up on everything that's been going on at the house lately and what they plan to do in the search.
So you're referring to this Thomas girl, aren't you? Yes. Yeah. Thomas has gotten himself into some pretty heavy at this point, so...
Yeah, but what I've seen of him, I don't care for the dude.
Okay.
Keep this between me and you. I'm here trying to make shit right, and I apologize for my son. You know
What happens? What's up? Okay.
Not dude.
Okay. Obviously not the guy we're looking for.
Going
so.
against his son.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
So they're fine where they are right now. But what it's sounding like
But I mean, what do you do in that situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a feeling his dad knows, but he's trying as hard as he can to, like, you know what I'm saying, play dumb. And as far as whatever they know, and stuff. But
investigators are wanting to do the entire property covered in the search warrant. So
What does that mean?
well, meaning the car's gonna have to stay here. They're okay in there for now. But they are asking
The entire property?
Yes,
You don't
sir.
want to go through the barns?
Yes, sir. That's what it's sounding
We
like.
could probably go do that right now. The
Well,
well house is locked up and the barn's unlocked.
okay.
But I could take y'all on a tour if you want.
Yeah, we're gonna wait for them to get the paperwork done, just so that I don't think. I'll be honest with you, I don't think Thomas is hiding in the shop or something like that. But on the off chance that he is, I don't want him to have the ability to talk to a lawyer and say, "Well, they illegally searched the barn." Even if we have permission at this point, we're just gonna kind of stand by and do it by the books of the paperwork. Okay?
The thing is, Officer Rice was wrong thinking that Thomas wasn't hiding on the property. Had he gone looking for him on his own, things could have ended much, much worse for him. However, the day is coming to an end, and it's time for the officers to go over everything they've figured out so far. However, they can't risk Ian or Perry overhearing any of this. See if you can figure out why that might be, and we'll reveal it after this clip.
She's been living here?
Probably.
Did you ask her?
No, I haven't asked her explicitly.
I would ask her. Because if she has been living here, she might have witnessed this. Sorry, I don't mean to be on edge, but you know, yeah, especially after, yeah. But, I guess the way it's looking, she died from that whole situation. Like those meetings. I see. I'm guessing there was some internal injuries. Okay. So it wasn't like they tracked her down. It's the way it seemed. Okay.
The officers are clearly trying as hard as they can to conceal the exact details of the case from Ian and Perry. That's because detectives plan to interview them later, so the less information that gets put into their heads, the better. This is usually for two main reasons. If they're guilty of something, this stops them from changing their answers to hide evidence based on what they know. Or, if they're just a witness, it stops them from giving answers based on what they heard from the cops, rather than what they actually saw, protecting their credibility in court. It should be made clear that this isn't the first time that cops have been dispatched to Ian's house. And in fact, multiple criminals had been arrested here before, though never Ian himself. He just seems to
Bro has a
hang
hideout
around with
spot.
the wrong people.
It's crazy.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
Hey, listen, they're expanding the search to the whole property. We cannot take the car.
Okay. So the thing is with it, Ian, is you guys physically yourselves are not being detained. Okay. Other than I guess today, any other issues going on?
No.
Okay. That's good, I guess.
Fortunately, no.
Yeah. Got a nice place now. You're gonna be more selective about who comes out. Yes, dude, honestly, when I lived out in the county, if I had friends over and they brought somebody I didn't know, I would straight tell them back, guys, I'm cool with all y'all. So, but him, I don't know him. And if I don't know him, he doesn't need to be here.
If you haven't noticed,
Right,
the longer
man.
this goes on
I mean,
for...
like, that's why, I mean, at the end of the day, man, that's low-key, in a way, valid facts that, saying he was spitting right there, bro. Like, just always be careful, man, like, at a place that you lay your head at night, like, who you invite over, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who, especially if you don't know them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know if they on the run. You don't know if, like, they have beef with, a select group of people. It's a whole bunch of stuff, man. So, just always keep that in mind. And even, too, if you have, like, decide to, like, move out and you want to get a roommate and stuff, just make sure you know them and stuff, bro. Cause
the more uncomfortable Ian seems to
be
get.
shady.
And as that continues, the cops start to get more suspicious too. After having multiple criminals caught and arrested on his property, you'd think he'd start to be more careful about who comes over. That's what made the cops suspicious here. If he's been hanging around so many criminals, he might feel obligated to cover up for them. That's the main thing on the officer's mind when he decides to bring Ian to the interview room, but they actually decide to wait before questioning him. They have a fairly large number of witnesses
said he
for
wasn't
the
gonna be
case,
the team.
so they want to get as much information from the others
They're just
first
going down on it,
before
okay.
talking to the riskiest of the group. Ideally, they'll get information that could help catch Ian in a lie and force him into telling the truth. So they start by questioning his father, Perry, the owner of the property.
Too many people coming and going. I'm getting sick of it.
So you were in your room. They had been there a couple of days. You heard her getting slapped. You knew she was getting slapped by the way she was sounding. You peeked out. Ian was telling her, hey, y'all need to calm and quit, or whatever he said. The girl outside, this Elizabeth chick, and some other guy gave the girl that was being slapped after she said, y'all need to help me.
But that, apparently, this is two different women. See, I thought the girl that got beat up was not this girl. Yeah, I don't know. I'll stay back in my room.
But you saw a woman getting beat.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was her. She was already in Carlsbad, right? Is it time for
She just barely got in Carlsbad, probably Friday.
It seems that Perry absolutely heard Thomas attacking at least one woman, but wasn't able to confirm who it was. He backs up Ian's propensity to let anyone and everyone over to the house and tells the cops that it was bound to end up badly eventually. If Perry can identify the girl that he saw Thomas hitting, though, it could be a massive help for the cops, as it would mean all the evidence lines up and they can begin their search for him immediately.
It's possible you got the faces mixed up. Because you don't see him sure, but you know it was women.
I thought there's two.
There is. Thomas did beat up another girl that he has warrants out for his arrest now too. That's why he's running.
Does he beat up every woman he comes in contact with? See, I thought we was talking about another woman. I knew this chick. The picture he showed me. I know her going to the ER. But the chick that I heard through the wall saying y'all gotta help me was not her.
Perry is saying that he had heard Thomas beating a girl up, but that it was a completely different girl to the one that they were looking for. So now, there was even more reason to catch him as soon as possible, as it seems like this wasn't an isolated incident at all.
Man, yo, niggas like this, man, that just be like, you know, literal serial abuser, bro. Like, they be the most weakest dudes, like, on the planet, bro. You know what I'm saying? They'll never have that same energy with another dude whatsoever, but they'll take it out on a woman all the time. You know, they'll be down to argue with a woman all the time, but they won't be down to, you know what I'm saying, argue with a dude, bro. It's just complete coward mentality, dog. Like, complete coward mentality.
As soon as possible, as it seems like this wasn't an isolated incident at all.
Maybe I'm confused. Because, okay, once she went to the ER, she never went back to the house, right? Okay. I'm thinking of another chick. Does that make sense?
No. But we'll figure it out.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm sorry.
This whole thing is just confusing for me. I need to be more involved, I know, with who comes and goes, but, you know, he thinks he's a grown-up man now. And Ian's gonna have to start putting his foot down about who stays at the house. Plain and simple.
I mean, isn't that your house?
We need to get this, man.
How you the whole dad and you own the house, or unless maybe your son helps you pay or whatever, but still, like, I'm gonna assume that ain't you the owner. You gave the full ownership to your son, or unless maybe it could, and you can't put it past anybody too. It could maybe be his son's crib, maybe legally, and then he just has his dad living out of there. I don't know, but
So now they turn their attention to Bugsy, their surprise witness who might just have the answers they're looking for.
Okay, because you might have seen or heard something that happened out there at Ian's house a couple of days ago.
Honestly, I just got there today to do some laundry, so I have...
Well, Ian says you were out there a couple of days ago whenever this incident happened. Okay. Do you know Thomas? The guy that's always out there with Ian and all them guys?
I mean, I've seen him a few times out there, yeah. I mean, even if I was there, I didn't see none of that.
Did you hear any of it?
I didn't.
At first glance, it seems like Bugsy might not be as much help as they anticipated. But things can change quite quickly when a witness is told just how serious the situation is. That's why the officer decides to let her in on what happened to Sabrina, and see if that jogs her memory at all.
The reason we're here is because there's a girl that was with Thomas. Today, she started having complications from what Thomas and Sabrina had an altercation over.
Okay.
She is now deceased.
Unfortunately for the cops, this didn't change the fact that Bugsy hadn't seen anything at the house. However, she was able to give them one piece of information that could end up proving infinitely more useful than what they were hoping for initially. She gave them the address of another house Thomas was known to stay at. Inside that house is actually another one of Thomas's victims, and the police are about to discover that he's actually a serial domestic abuser. This is crucial to build a strong case against Thomas.
Bro.
Good, and yourself?
Alright.
Yeah, we're looking for Thomas.
He's not here. My friend Monique, that's her boyfriend.
Okay.
She doesn't stay here because she's...
Is Monique not here either?
She went to a Clovis.
Okay.
And I'm just watching.
Do you know where Thomas is?
He's not supposed to be.
We just really need to talk to him.
He's not supposed to be here. We changed the locks for her.
Changed the locks for her.
She's really scared of him, so...
Oh, yeah?
That's
yes,
crazy, bro. And you also another thing too, when a dude just consistently like beats on women like that, bro, and like after relationship, bro, like really, if you think about it, he's really getting lucky because you can tell that they don't have like older brothers or they don't have like a a dad that's real about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it always takes just that wrong person that you tried, a wrong family and stuff like that, and they all change after, man.
Okay. Was she battered a while back? Yes. Is that what that? Do you mind if we just make sure he's not in the house?
That's fine.
But, you know.
What's that? I'm not playing.
But nobody else is in this house?
Yeah.
Do they have a warrant to search this?
The only thing is that she called me, said she scared me. My boyfriend changed out the locks for her. He took her phone.
Oh, he took her phone?
Yeah.
When you're saying her, who are you talking about?
Money. She hasn't been here all day. I can't stay here for her.
But she still lives here?
Yes.
She hasn't had contact with him that you would know of? She pretty much wanted nothing to do with him? How long ago was their incident that happened?
That was yesterday. But she called me and told me to come change out her locks because she's scared of him.
It turns out this is the home of the other girl that Thomas had reportedly been beating, which, if anything, is worrying the cops even more. Since we know he's not limiting his violence to one girl, it would make sense if he's hiding out here waiting for this girl to come back home. The homeowner, however, is telling the cops that he's not here and she's not seen him for days.
Is she working or where is she at?
She just got a rehab. And so she went to Clovis with her daughter.
Oh, I guess that's what it means.
So it was about 7:30 yesterday.
Does he have any friends around here that we know that he hangs out with? Family?
Of him because she's my friend.
Uh-huh.
I know she don't have nobody. He terrorizes.
Do you think he still has her phone?
Oh, he does.
Get that number.
He does have her phone.
The officers continued to search every room in the house as well as the attic, but weren't able to find him anywhere. According to everyone they talked to, Thomas had gone off the grid and was nowhere to be seen. But there was still one person they hadn't talked to. The one person that they knew was acting strange from the very beginning. Ian Whalen. If anyone was going to know where he was, it was going to be Ian. So later that night, they brought him into the interrogation room for hopefully the last interview that they need in this case.
Their cameras are down, so I'm using this thing, okay? Okay. I'll explain to you why we're here talking. You're not in any kind of trouble, okay? You're not in any trouble. You have any idea why you might be down here?
Well, yes. Because of the fight or whatever, I guess, that Thomas had. Right?
You know anything else about it?
No.
Remember, Ian hasn't been told any details of what actually happened yet. He doesn't know that Thomas killed Sabrina, or even that there was a physical exchange. But that's all about to change in just a few moments.
Tom, let's talk about Thomas Lopez. When's the last time you seen him?
It's been about like a day or so.
A day or so? What about his girlfriend Sabrina?
About a day or so.
Okay. What happened between Sabrina and Thomas?
I just heard an altercation. I didn't see anything. I just heard them screaming at each other enough to where it alarmed me.
Were they inside your house when they did that?
Yeah.
When they were screaming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was there anything physical going on, or just screaming? Did you see anything physical? Did you hear anything physical? Did you hear her yelling stop or him stop or anything?
Mm-hmm.
No? So whenever you heard screaming and stuff, where were they at?
I guess it would be down towards the kitchen area. I don't know, I heard them yelling and whatnot, and I went out there and I was like, hey man, are y'all okay? And they were just like, yeah man, fine,
And what did she say?
Nothing.
It's clear Ian was around when the fight happened, but it seems like he didn't realize how bad things had actually gotten. Apparently Sabrina was actually crying when he went to talk to them, but he just figured it wasn't his business and went back to sleep in his room.
You know what the fight was about?
I don't, and honestly I've got so much stuff of my own crap,
Okay, when's the last time
shit, I'm gonna be honest and just say this, I'm not sitting up here trying to defend him and everything like that, bro, but if you have a homie, bro, and he's going through you know what I'm saying, arguments with his girl, anytime if one of them try to come at you asking about this and that, going towards the argument that they had about, or their girl's going towards you talking about this and that, or coming to you crying with the shoulder, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time you're supposed to not really get involved, unless there's some crazy amount of violence or something and you're able to stop it safely. Because what ends up happening, bro, sometimes, man, like, do like domestic disputes and you just happen to be just like that third wheel into it, bro. You know, hey, sometimes, man, you can get hit in the crossfire, you know, and sometimes you don't want to, you know, let's say a knife gets pulled or a strap gets pulled, bro. You don't want to be in the middle of that. So really, it was kind of in his best interest to just kind of like, hey, I'm just go back to my room. You guys gotta handle that yourself. You know, you're actually in the company. I think he said they're at his place. So, you know, it's really only so much he can do. But like I said, if there was anything violent that he could safely stop or maybe even separate the situation, or better yet, you know what I'm saying? He could have maybe just been like, hey, you guys got to go take that L somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, because now you're just as much as involved from the outside looking in.
Like, I'm not making this up. Like,
but that's Thomas's girlfriend or whoever.
I don't even know that. Like, I just know that there was an altercation between. I don't even know if this is who, like...
Messed up teeth?
I'm assuming that's who it was.
So that day that whenever we went out there with the same chick?
As the officer mentioned earlier, Ian has a habit of letting people that he barely knows stay at his house. But it turns out this is a recipe for disaster. Since people know he likely won't get involved in their business, they see this property as an area out in the middle of nowhere where they can do whatever they want with no eyes on them at all. Initially, this only resulted in smaller crimes, robbery or drug possession. But this time, it turned into something much more serious, and Ian is now about to find out exactly what happened.
Do you know why I'm here?
No.
Remember I told you last time we don't come over here for simple stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember you told me that. So what's up?
She's dead.
You're f***ing me. What happened? Do you know?
Well, from what she told us before she died was that she was getting her ass beat by Thomas over at your house in the barn with a golf club.
Died?
With a golf club is
so
crazy.
You heard him argue.
Yo, that nigga gotta get dealt with, bro. Like, that's like just straight up barbaric behavior, bro. Like, I think a caveman would be more civilized than him. A golf club, bro?
And you just said he was getting pretty rough there. What did you see him do?
Like, just
how can, bro? There has to be something wrong with you, bro. If you let it don't matter. I don't care how mad he was, bro. There should be no way in hell or necessary on earth, bro. You should be this mad at anything to be beating another woman with a golf club, bro. Like, fam, tripping, dog.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what happened. And first of all,
I'm telling you,
if he's in your house, you didn't know, so we can get on.
From the very beginning, cops figured he knew a little more than he was letting on. Now he knows exactly what happened, how serious it was, and what the consequences will be if he doesn't give up everything he knows. Not only will he be implicated in the crime, but if Thomas is on the property and he ends up harming an officer, that will be his fault. The question is...
Oh, really? Hey, man, like, yeah, bro, reacting these crime videos that you guys been requesting, man, has been like one of the best things to put in a reaction rotation, bro. Because it's almost you're reacting crime and education at the same time. Today, I did not know that. You know what I'm saying? That's actually genuinely crazy. If you heard that right there, they basically said when they go back to the house and let's say, knock on wood, they happen to find Thomas and Thomas comes out on some weird stuff trying to harm the, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro. And let's say, God forbid, like he ends and unalives one of the officers or something like that. Bro, he's going to get that same charge. That is actually kind of crazy. I mean, well, unless he just went out the way and he knew he's a harmful person. But like if he just generally like having his homeboy like hide out at the crib, willfully knowing that, but at the same time didn't know that he's capable of harming an officer. How do you guys feel about that? Is that type of charge or law rule pushing it, or is that fair?
Is that enough for him to turn in his friend?
When's the last time you seen Thomas? What even? Is he at your house?
I don't know.
Where does he hide in your house whenever the cops are trying to get him? Where would he go hide inside? We're over there. Okay, the house is secure. We're going to search warrant for it. Where would he be hiding? If he's in your house, where would he be at? You don't want that problem at your house.
No. Like, I didn't know.
Have you seen Thomas?
Dead.
Have you seen Thomas today? Tell me the truth, man.
Yeah, I mean...
Where was he at when you seen him?
in the house.
Okay. Was he there when the cops got there just a while ago?
Ian, can we take the... Oh, give us a... Can do that.
This is Ian's ultimatum. Ian had been put in a scary position. He knew what the right thing to do was, but he was also terrified of this footage getting out. Amongst the people he hung around, he didn't want to be seen as someone untrustworthy, so he asked for the camera to be turned off and told the detectives the truth.
Damn.
Ian admitted
See, now it just looks like all of his homeboys just use his house as like a hideout spot, bro. Like,
Thomas was at his house. In fact, he was hiding in the vents. Apparently, that's where he was the whole time. Now the cops knew exactly where he was, but getting to him would be no easy task. To arrest him, they'd have to try everything they could to
Nah, what if he like dug himself or there was just an underground tunnel, bro, and he just went somewhere else? That would be
contact with
crazy.
him, or else get into the cramped vents with a known killer.
Right. I mean, he knows we're here. Yeah. I assume he knows we're going to come back, I guess. I don't know.
In the interview, they said he might be in the vent.
Yeah, that's what they're claiming. That's what Ian is claiming, is that he might be.
So if he's in a vent, the only one large enough for an adult that I know of is when you go in, there's a hallway that goes all the way back. There'll also be a blanket in the hallway right now.
As we go in, still clear all the little areas that we go past. I don't want to get fixated and have him come out behind us.
Yeah, if you hit that vent, downside is you'll have 2 rooms to clear in the hallway before the vent. So the last door is literally next to the vent.
We'll figure it out if anybody sees something weird.
Several cops made it to the scene a few minutes earlier and have managed to locate the vents they think he's hiding inside of.
Thomas, this is the Roosevelt County Sheriff's Office. Come outside.
Damn. Bro, imagine being the vent hearing that.
He's not answering or nothing.
You try. You might have to let him know if he doesn't respond.
Yeah.
So, the IQ I'm questioning of Buddy, this Thomas dude right here, like, didn't the cops, like, they left the first day and then they were going to come back to get the right, you know what I'm saying, like, legal work for the warrant and stuff, right? Why would he still stay in the house? Like, and, like, mind you, I'm not trying to advocate for anybody to just properly, like, successfully get on the run and stuff, but it's just, like, you stay in the same exact area and don't, like, try to, like, flee the county or flee the state. Like, it's just people is just this dude is a weirdo. Just he's not right in the head all the way, bro. You comfortably stayed inside of a vent.
Come on out, man, with your hands up. No, you're down there.
Now, don't get it twisted. Like, bro, into the life of somebody. Like, he needs to get dealt with and, have it all accordingly and stuff like that. But, I have no problem also, like, exposing, like, idiot-ass niggas, too. So, I just be always wanting to...
Because this huge over. It goes down. There's no access back there. Ian had the screen up. He puts the vent back on. So he knew he was out there.
The officers are right. The vent cover couldn't have been put in place from the inside, so Ian had to have helped him hide. But they'll figure out what to do about that later.
Bro, Ian might be cooked.
For now, they need to figure out a way to get Thomas out of the vents. To start with, locate his exact position, and they came up with a creative solution to do this.
He was right there. How far, approximately? He's all the way at the far end down there. On that other vent. Just trying to see if there's a mirror.
I got a good point. I just need duct tape and a mirror.
There's probably duct tape in the garage.
We take a phone and a flashlight together and stick down in there just so we get some really good light and light them up. And just confirm.
It sounds far-fetched, but after pointing a phone and a torch deep into the vents, they were able to confirm precisely where Thomas was.
How? Ping? Like them getting the
It looks like you can see the back of his neck, the jacket.
The problem was, he still wasn't responding, and they certainly didn't want to get in the vents with him. So while another group of officers checked the outside to ensure he couldn't escape, the cops tried desperately to reach out to him. But quickly, they started to get concerned about something else entirely.
Thomas, if you can hear me, man, answer. I know you're down there. We saw you in the pictures. Answer me. Just let me know you're okay, man. Are you okay down there? No, let's not touch your door. Like you would think that he'd shuffle a little bit. I haven't heard him.
Oh, so looks like he's moved since they
Yeah, but like no noise, nothing. Oh.
Señor López, estoy hospitalizado para la oficina de sheriff. Está abajo de arreste. Necesitas levántese ahorita.
Speaking Spanish to him.
Thomas had been down there for hours now, possibly even days. The cops know he's there, but they haven't seen his face or any movement whatsoever. They're fearing the worst, but they still can't risk going down there with him.
Regardless, I mean, like, whatever happens to him, he 100% deserves it, but you can tell he's probably going through it. Like, being in a small space like that, if he was even in there for hours, he probably already knew, like, bro, once he dropped her off at the hospital and he quickly left, he was probably like, damn, like, bro, like, I severely injured her. Like, even if she, like, makes it out alive, like, I'm cooked. Like, bro knew something was going to happen, like, 100%.
That's when one of the officers gets a genius idea.
You're going to want to push him back this way because he's going to have to come out this way. Yeah. So if you introduce gas, you want to introduce it on that.
Okay.
Do you have a fogger or you
These some finesse control right here, bro.
I would introduce it down there.
You want to do the same thing with the video?
It may make him uncomfortable enough that he'll come out. That's going to make you cough.
Turn now, it looks like he's facing us.
So they about to put in tear gas, the same stuff you see in COD in there, man.
Yeah, because you don't want them to crawl, so I would introduce it over there too. Push it this way.
Yeah. Introduce it on that side.
They're planning to shoot pepper spray into both ends of the vents, forcing him out. If he was to stay inside, he'd end up choking and writhing in the pain the gas caused. But it turns out, this plan was so smart and terrifying to Thomas that they wouldn't even have to put this into action.
Hey, come on out, man.
Oh, they heard them the whole time. He heard them the whole time. He like,
Dude,
oh, yeah.
Come on out. What did I do? Come out and we'll talk.
Yo, bro. Yo. Like, my man willfully hiding inside of a vent finally decides to come out. And then he says, what I do. My nigga, if you hide in an event, you know you did something, bro. 100%.
I'm a little scared, sir. No, there's nothing to be scared about. Come on out.
But you wasn't scared beating her ass, though, huh? And all the other women.
I understand, but nobody's going to hurt you. I just need you to come out slow. Yep, we'll get you some to eat. Go.
Bro. Oh, boy, man. This guy, whoever this Thomas dude is, man, he got to get a Hall of Fame threat badge, bro. What I do? We can get something to eat? Bro.
Got some dirt on there, you want to take the hood off so you should go?
The concept of being stuck in the vents with the pepper spray was just too much to Thomas, and with some convincing, they were able to get him out. The ideas and tactics used in this extraction were far from textbook, but they were incredibly smart. Now they just had one more job to do. Interrogate Thomas and finally figure out the truth of what happened to Sabrina.
Yeah, this dude's a threat for real.
You speak English or Spanish?
Both.
Okay. You want
preferably English though.
Preferably English, so we'll stick with English. So listen to me.
We are an American.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Well, what we are here for is
tragic. Nigga got on Puma mixed with Nike, bro. Holy. Bad fits. Bad fits.
What happened with Sabrina the other night. That's what all this is about.
Puma goes with Puma, Nike go with Nike.
An enormous amount of evidence against Thomas. Remember, everyone involved in the case has pointed the finger towards him, including the murder victim herself. But that doesn't mean he's not going to try and defend himself. Notably, without the presence of a lawyer. The story he chooses to go with, though, isn't the most convincing.
Okay, we talked to Sabrina. Okay, she told us what happened to her. Okay, I need you to be honest with me and tell me the truth. Okay, were you guys fighting that night?
It was just an argument, that's all it was. We weren't fighting. We were gonna get physical.
How many times did she hit you?
I don't want her to get in trouble, sir.
Okay, how many times did you hit her?
I didn't hear her, sir. We just bumping each other, like, you know what I mean?
Did you shove her down the steps for her to come those injuries?
I would have showed her. It's my kid's mom, but...
Y'all guys have a kid together?
You have a kid together, bro? Bro, what a fuck nigga, man. Bro, Bro, if you were in a toxic relationship, bro, and you have kids, bro, just leave the relationship and find somebody else, bro. It's not worth putting your kids through that traumatization, man. Like,
tell me what happened in that bar.
That's what she felt. And certainly went back there and argued because we don't want to be arguing in that house. I don't want to get thrown out because I don't have nowhere to live. But.
Apparently, they went out to the barn because they didn't want to argue in the house, and Sabrina slipped and fell down some steps, causing all of her injuries.
You guys are arguing, okay? And it did get physical, but
I don't
you
think
didn't want
nobody's
to tell me
buying it.
happened, right? Is that what you're telling me? It got physical, but you didn't want to tell me what happened.
They said we just kind of like we got in each other's face, but
was that the same night you took her to the hospital?
I mean, it was ongoing for like a couple of days.
So you guys were just like basically arguing for 2 days?
Pretty much.
What was the pushing and shoving?
I wouldn't say pushing and shoving. We just kind of
the chest bump or whatever. Yeah, when was that?
Bro said chest bump. This man.
During that night when she fucking fell.
Okay, so you guys do this chest bumping.
Because we weren't arguing in that house because I don't want to get thrown out of there.
Thomas is also claiming that he didn't hit her or even push her around. The worst they did was get into each other's faces and bumped each other's chests. As I'm sure you're aware, that's not exactly consistent with Sabrina's injuries or what she told the police. But Thomas's story gets even more unbelievable as he continues.
So then you guys go out to the bar. What happens next?
We just sitting there and just smoking a cigarette and stuff. We're up there.
So you guys go up, and are you like upstairs in the bar? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, in that loft. We start up there, and then she started coming back down, and she fucking loses her footing, and there she goes down the damn steps.
So when was the
picked her up, walked her to the house, and she's like, well, if I can't bear it no more, then I need to take me to the emergency room.
So when was the chest bumping or all of that? Where was that at?
It's kind of in the beginning. We got in there, then that's when.
How'd she fall down the stairs?
She lost her footing, I guess. Like, you look at the stairs and there inside that place, there's a big ass gap between each. It's not constructed pretty good. It's like some shit somebody just put together.
Damn, now you dissing. Bro, like, imagine, like, you sitting up here dissing a place you're staying. You don't even have a place to live. You can't sit up there and call somebody else poorly constructed place and whatever like that. That's crazy. You go up there dissing his
from the top
friend's crib, bro.
It's like halfway, maybe there's the bottom.
But y'all, that's what I'm hey, another thing too, man. Y'all gotta be also careful who y'all letting y'all home, bro. Like, cause bro, imagine you treating somebody like they're your house guests and stuff like that, and bro, as soon as they leave, they sit up there. Hey man, like, why does that? You know what I'm saying? Why does nigga got these damn decorations in the living room, bro? I know this dude is a bozo on the low or something. Like, you know, you just gotta be careful of that, man. It's just not good energy to have around your crib, bro.
Yeah, kind of put junk and stuff that's in that barn. Yeah.
So, not only did Thomas not have anything to do with her injuries, but when she got hurt, they'd already made up. He believes that this story has explained away why Ian will have heard shouting in the house, why they went out to the barn, and why Sabrina got such horrific injuries. This is why it's so important that detectives keep as much of the evidence as possible secret. He's constructed a story that technically covers up all the evidence that he thinks exists, and while it's not comprehensive, it would definitely make proving his guilt in a courtroom slightly harder, but it doesn't explain a huge number of other...
Just about to say, what happened to the golf club? Like, they didn't even... But obviously, they're trying to let him tell his own, you know, saying... side before they come out with the real
like how the injuries were
evidence.
Sustained by a golf club or the drugs Sabrina said he injected her with. Both things he doesn't know the cops know about.
Her with the drugs.
And in fact, he was never able to explain these other things away. There was simply too much evidence for Thomas to deal with, and he chose to plead guilty at his trial. Nurses from the hospital told the jury that Thomas had initially told them she'd fallen down the stairs too, but Sabrina immediately refuted this claim when she woke up. She said he'd hit her multiple times with his bare fists, struck her multiple times full force with a golf club, and had her tied up to a chair in the barn for a large amount of time while this all happened. Even worse.
What a fucking sucker, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. What a loser. Like... What type of GTA ish is this man on, bro? Like,
she said this had been going on for around a month, and for the entire time, she felt as though she had been held captive. Obviously, there wasn't much Thomas could do against this defense, and he was convicted of murder, kidnapping, and resisting an officer. He was sentenced to 18 years behind bars.
wow, that's
If
it.
you're interested in what...
Damn, and what happened to his friend Ian? He just got off free for just like, you know what I'm saying? He was a damn... Ain't that like a tampering with the a whole homicide and like everything? Nothing happened to Ian, dude? And Buddy only got 18 years for that, bro. Imagine being the family of Sabrina, bro, hearing that. And the victims of the other woman that he beat on, bro. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Justice system, man, it does not come to a surprise that they are still failing, bro. Because, like, it doesn't make any sense, bro, for, like, people, like, I don't know how they're doing it nowadays, but like, more, especially, like, back in the days, how people was, like, getting sentenced on, like, fucking, like, damn near a quarter to life, you know what I'm saying, on, like, drug charges or stuff, or, like, non-violent crimes. But, like, this dude is getting 18 years, which he's probably, I don't know how it is in New Mexico. Maybe I'm going to assume he has to only do like 70 or 80% of that. Bro, if he's on good behavior, he's only going to have to do about like 14 or 15 years. And sometimes, too, throughout the years when somebody's doing a census, sometimes different states and counties can change all types of laws and stuff like that. So sometimes they can get bailed out, you know what I'm saying, and be like, oh, like, this law changed. It's not the same as it was 10 years ago. So we're just going to credit you for this amount of time, and we'll just give you this amount or whatever. Hey, man, I ain't going to lie. The justice system failed right here so bad, bro. Like, to hear that, bro, she clearly was beat with a golf club, bro. And then he had a history, like, you know what I'm saying, like a violence abuse with other women. I don't know how much evidence they had about that other than like from word of mouth. But bro, to see that man only get 18 years and he's going to be able to get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, bro, how do you guys feel about that, man? Shout out to Dr. Insanity. If you guys have any certain crime videos you guys want me to react to, or certain crime video channels, make sure you let me know down below in the comments.